Well, back now to our top story and the naming of John Bolton by President Trump as the new national security advisor. We can get some analysis from Harry Kazianis, who is the director of defense studies at the Center for National Interest. He's in Washington. So, Harry, what do we know about John Bolton's style and whether he'll get on with President Trump?
Well, I think it's pretty clear that John Bolton is seen in most quarters as a very hawkish person when it comes to foreign policy. He's usually associated with the neoconservative camp of foreign policy thinkers, believes in ideas like regime change, who's one of the big backers of the second Iraq war to depose Saddam Hussein, and actually recently has been on air and in op-eds in the Wall Street Journal and other places as, arguing if, North Korea does not give up its nuclear weapons, then it's time to either impose regime change or attack them with some sort of military strike. But this has been expected for a while. In fact, today here in D.C., a lot of foreign policy scholars were passing around pictures of John Bolton going into the Oval Office. So this had been building all day and actually for a few months, to be honest.
And what do we know about whether President Trump will actually listen to Mr. Bolton's advice on crucial foreign policy issues like the upcoming meeting with the North Koreans and also the situation with Iran?
I think he will. And the reason I say that is he may not always take John Bolton's advice, but I think he will listen to him. We have to remember this will be the third national security advisor that President Trump has had. And I think it's, for President Trump, very important to make sure that it's a lasting relationship and a fruitful relationship. I do see sometimes when Bolton and Trump might come to loggerheads a little bit, especially on Russia. John Bolton is known as being very tough on Russian actions in Ukraine and Syria and also in Britain, whereas President Trump, I think, has taken a little bit of a softer line. So it is a possible place where they could have some tensions. Also on North Korea, it is interesting that John Bolton has shifted some of his views a little bit in the last few weeks, appearing on Fox News where he's a contributor. He's signaled his openness to talk to the North Koreans, but I don't think if Pyongyang were to ask for, say, some concessions in those talks or even some sort of bribe to come to the table, I'd expect John Bolton to actually tell President Trump to walk away.
Right, and you said it yourself, Harry, that John Bolton is the third national security advisor that Donald Trump has actually named. Michael Flynn was first, and of course H.R. McMaster. So, another indication of the rotating door of the White House. What's been the reaction to that?
I think a lot of people here in Washington really expected this move. It didn't seem like H.R. McMaster and the president had that chemistry. And that's the buzzword around the White House. Everybody I talk to there always talks about that. In order to have a good relationship with this president, you need to have the right chemistry. The president needs to have a full understanding of what you're saying. He needs to have sort of a personal relationship with you. And it seems like Donald Trump has really invested a lot of time in getting to know John Bolton. Bolton didn't join the administration immediately. It seems like there was a very big warming up period between these two men. So I don't think Trump is going this relationship lightly. We also have to remember John Bolton is 70 years old and probably, this would be, if not one of the last big jobs he would have. So I think it's incumbent on both men to get this relationship right and get it smoothly going right off from the off.
All right, Harry Kazianis there, the Director of Defense Studies at the Center for National Interest in Washington. Thank you.
Thank you.